Good day everyone, I am Hermione B. Sibilia, and in this video we will talk about a special property of water, which is water as a solvent. Water is the most abundant substance and has the ability to dissolve almost all compounds. Due to water's natural polarity, practically all compounds may easily dissolve on it. As a result, it is the most often used solvent for breaking down compounds and mixing them with other substances. The chemical structure of water, H2O, is a primary explanation for its ability to dissolve various substances. The oxygen hydrate or water has a high polarity on both of its positive and negative charge, which attracts the various components of the other compounds, causing them to break down or dissolve in water. So what do you call to the compounds and elements that can dissolve in water? It is called hydrophilic substances. Compounds and elements are hydrophilic if it is attracted to water or if it can easily dissolve it, mix with, absorb, or be saturated by water. Hydrophilic in general refers to objects that interact with or are affected by water in some way. Many hydrophilic compounds, including sodium chloride, widely known as table salt, can interact with water. Sodium chloride can be easily dissolved in water due to its attraction to water molecules. The reason why table salt can dissolve in water is because the positive points on water molecules are attracted to negatively charged chloride ions, while negative points on water molecules are attracted to positively charged sodium ions. As a result, water is brought in between the sodium and chloride ions, and sodium chloride is broken apart and dissolved. While compounds that cannot interact, dissolve, and mix with water are called hydrophobic. A substance's hydrophobic characteristic is its ability to repel water. It refers to a lack of affection for water and a tendency to resist or not absorb water. Hydrophobic molecules are nonpolar compounds that tend to group together. Oils and fats are examples of hydrophobic substances. I know many of us thought that the water is the universal solvent, but the hydrophobic substances explain why water is not the universal solvent. Though some claim that oil may be combined with water, this is only temporary emulsion that makes the water and oil appear to be blended. Water and oil are incompatible. They are said to be immiscible. This is due to the fact that the water is a polar molecule, which means it has a positive charge on one end and a negative charge on the other. Water molecules stick together because the positive end of one water molecule is attracted to the negative end of another. An oil molecule has a nonpolar structure. Rather than having one positive and one negative end, its charge is evenly balanced. Polar substances cannot interact with nonpolar substances since no attraction exists between them. Now I know why water is solvent. Let's answer the question, what if the water does not contain the attribute of solvent? If water does not contain its characteristic solvent, there are two primary consequences which are benefits and the drawbacks. Before we address the disadvantages or the negatives of water if it does not possess the property of solvent, let us first look at the bright side of having water as not solvent. The primary benefit is that water will always be clean. We all know that water as a solvent may dissolve and be combined with other substances, particularly to dirts that are the reason why we can't drink straight from flowing water. If water is not contaminated with other things, we may drink water even if it is on the ground. The second benefit is that we can drink water in the sea. We can drink water in the sea because sodium chloride and other things that we may discover in the sea will never be combined with water, such that water in the sea will always remain pure H2O. There are numerous benefits of water if it is non-solvent. However, we all know that every beneficial side has its bad side. The major result of having water as non-solvent is that there is no life. Yeah, we know that life originated from unicellular creatures till they develop until today. Unicellular creatures arose mostly from salt water and other materials, by which if water and salt did not mix together, there would no life that is present today. The second problem of having water as non-solvent is that life will be unable to occur and to sustain. We say that life begins before the attribute of water as non-solvent suddenly appears. Life would start to become extinct because life would not be hydrated anymore. We all know that water is the substance by which it distributes nutrients to every single cell in our body. If water is non-solvent, it won't be able to complete its duty of transporting and distributing nutrients in our body. There would be many side effects if water suddenly became non-solvent. Photosynthesis will not take place because water will not be able to handle its role of supplying nutrients to plants. Marine animals will not be able to breathe and survive. Why? Because water and other elements that are mixed in the ocean will suddenly be separated. We now understand the significance of water by considering the negative implications if water is non-solvent. In order for everyone to be able to utilize water, we must take care of it. We know that fewer than 1% of bodies of water are suitable for human consumption. We may take care of water by just taking what we can drink and avoiding the disposal of undrinkable water. When washing our hands, we may also use dippers to keep the water from flowing. Also, while brushing our teeth, keep the faucet closed when not in use. We may also protect water by not littering everywhere, since the majority of our rubbish ends up in the bodies of water. Protect and take care of water. Misusing water is also one method of poisoning everyone. Thank you, God bless, and take care.